Hello everybody, Steve Griffiths here, developer of the MTPredictor software program. In today's MTPredictor video, I'd like to take a look at a lovely trade that unfolded on the 3-minute YM yesterday and show you why it's important to let your trades run. But as usual, we start with our risk disclaimer and remind you that all examples in these videos should be considered as hypothetical. No trades are actually taken, they're just shown for illustration and training purposes only. Remind you there's a risk of loss in trading and investing. Put another way, all professional traders know and understand, but more importantly accept that losses can and will and do unfold. No matter what trading approach you take, there always will be losing trades. Right, I want to go back to yesterday. This is the YM on a 3-minute chart using our 24/7 session template, and I want to have a look at this VS sell yesterday that unfolded during the normal regular trading hours. In fact, if I go to a day session chart, there it is for yesterday, you can see the VS sell caught the high of the day nicely. So with MTPredictor, if you're new to MTPredictor, we're not a black box system. We don't blindly take all our setups as if it's a black box system. The reason we don't do that is because we know and understand that markets are random about half the time, or maybe slightly more than half the time. So we only look for trade setups when the larger degree pattern is clear. And for that we go to the higher time frame. So if you're on a 3-minute chart, you go out to the 15-minute chart. If you're, say, on a daily chart, you go out to the weekly. If you're, say, trading Forex or maybe hourly chart, you'd go out to the 4-hourly chart. So a time frame between 3 and 5 time frames higher. I just want to use our training mode and go back to before yesterday even opened and show you how we place our DPs, our decision point levels, on our chart in advance. Here's the last major high. It's fairly easy to see. So we right mouse click here, we do decision point. Can you see how that gave you an area of resistance? But more importantly, how it's on your chart in advance. In other words, it's preparing you in advance for a potential reversal. If I turn training mode off, can you see what happened? The market went up, and do you see where it made the high? It made the high right at that higher time frame resistance zone, the one that was on the chart in advance. So now when you come down to your shorter time frame charts, if I scroll back, we're now looking for trade setups that unfolded at the higher time frame resistance. In other words, we're looking for reversals that fit in with a large degree clearer pattern. This also agrees with our MTP trend color. Can you see how it's blue going up into the high, grey as the high was coming in, and then red as the market trend then reversed? So this was a good looking trade setup because the VS sell came at high time frame resistance. So if we right mouse click over the red sell bar, do our analysis, this was our trade setup. Remember, we use position sizing. You can vary the account size. So if you're using our standard 2% on a sample $20,000 account, that would mean you'd be able to go short 6 contracts. This was your target. Remember, this would have been on the chart in advance. And as you can see, the market went down to that really beautifully. And as you can see, it was a really nice trade, but not just large in dollars, but in risk reward units. This is even clearer if I go to our day session only chart. Just to show you again how the target would have been on the chart in advance. So there's the setup as it appeared at the time. We right mouse click at the red sell bar, do analysis, and as you can see, that would be your target on the chart, and that would be your potential profit. You are filled on the next bar. If I turn training mode off, you can see that the market then went down to that target. But also, can you see how it took quite a lot of time to get there? Because this sell setup was around lunchtime. But it took the rest of the afternoon for the decline to unfold. And this is one thing I think many amateur or new traders don't seem to understand, is that markets need time for trends to evolve. In other words, to get the big profits, which is what you need to move your account forward, you have to give the market time to let the trend or the move unfold. If I grab this, you can see that the market came down to this area. You'd have been on about on a 3-hour profit. Then it did actually reverse back to only, well, almost break even, almost where you came in, before it then started to go back with you again. So it would have been very easy to try and perhaps bring your stop too close and then get stopped out before you've given the market time to unfold and run its course. That's why it's important to let the markets go to their targets and allow you to then get these large profits. This is what we were talking about in our customers only training webinar yesterday, the psychology of trading. Where the first part is having the patience and discipline to only wait until the market gives you a clear picture. This is our higher time frame support and resistance zones. Then it's also having the understanding that losses can and will and do unfold. For example, there was a VS sell here. If I placed the analysis on here, you see this would have been a losing trade. To understand that losses can and will and do unfold, that is why we use position sizing. So when the losses come through, and they will, the losses are kept small at -1R or one risk unit. That when you have the profitable trades like this one, is having the patience to let the trade unfold or let the trade run. Because that's why it's so important, because you have to have these large profits. When you have a profit of 12 times the initial risk, it makes the previous loss at only -1R seem small. In other words, now you could make 10 consecutive losing trades and still be in profit overall. So this is like the third part of the psychology of trading, allowing your trades to run or letting your trades run to get to their targets. So as you can see, it was a good trade yesterday where the Dow made its high right at the 15-minute decision point level that was on the chart in advance. We had a VS sell that caught the high of the day during the normal regular trading hours, and it declined down just before close. If I go back to the day session only chart, you can see that's just before close, where a profit of approximately 12.5 times the initial risk was available. So a very nice example of MTPredictor in action yesterday on the 3 and 15-minute YM.